my live class or you are connected with me through the meeting for the first time? Type yes in the comment section or type F for first. If you are joining my live session for the first time, that means you have not joined any previous course. You have not connected to me till now. You are connected to me for the first time here in the meeting. Maybe someone has already enrolled for CCNA, CCNP earlier, maybe 1 year before, and you are repeating the SD-WAN now. Or maybe someone belongs to other batch and you have joined here to learn from the beginning again. Or maybe you are joining for the first time. So uh, Tony is saying I'm joining for the first time. Yes. Prabhu is saying I'm joining for the first time. Prabhu Bankar. Thank you. Then Sathis Sajjan is saying yes for the first time, and then Tony first time. So 4 people are saying we are joining for the first time. What about others, guys? 10 students are there. What about the others? Nachiket.
Sir, I am also joining first time.
Nachiket, you are also joining for
Yeah.
the first time.
Yes.
Asis, Irfan. Irfan, this is also your first class, right? In the SD-WAN. Then Jackie. Jaswinder Singh, am I audible to you?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
You are also joining for the first time, right?
Now I was in the SD-WAN batch, and I
Okay.
didn't able to see.
You are in the other SD-WAN batch. Great.
Yeah.
And what about the Nitin?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's my first time actually. First time joining your
I
SD-WAN
think
batch.
you had joined the combo course earlier.
Yes, I'm there as part of the compo course as well. Yes, the CCNA and
CCNA,
CCNP.
CCNP.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm as part of that course as well. Yeah, that's in the
So you will
weekdays.
cover
Yeah,
both
so
at the same time, right? Like in the weekdays you are going to attend the combo course batch, and in the weekend
yes,
you are going
yes,
to
that's the
join
plan.
the.
Yeah, yes, that's the plan. Yeah.
Great. Prabhu already said, Satish already said, Tony already said joining. So many people are joining me for the first time. First of all, guys, let me tell you about myself. My name is Praful Mishra. I am a network engineer. I have experienced on various technologies like routing, switching, automation, SD-WAN, SD-Access, data center, and service provider. Apart from my job experience, as a network engineer, I am also trainer. I am teaching online from last 3 years, and I have already trained more than 1,000 students. And in the India, like in every company, you will find at least one of my student is working there, right? One of my student is working in every company, at least one student in the India. Outside India, also many students are working in the company. They have first purchased the training from us, and after that they get placed in the top MNC company. And is there anyone who has enrolled for this course just to change the job? Means you are looking for job change. Doesn't matter where you are in life right now, you are working somewhere and your requirement is job change. So after this training, you will prepare yourself for interview, and after that you will go for job change. Is there anyone?
Yes, sir. I am the one.
Nachiket, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So your main target of is job change of this of enrolling in this course, right?
Yes, correct, sir.
Okay. And what about others? Yes, me too. Tony, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from the US.
You are from
I'm
the
from Nigeria. Yeah, I'm from Nigeria actually.
Okay. And where do you work now? Nowadays?
Yeah, I run my own business. I do healthcare, but I've done a CCNA, so but I just want to get more. I got an interview with SD-WAN, so but I didn't perform well, so that's why I want to learn
And
it.
what about the routing switching? You know the routing switching very well?
I know it a bit, but I know it a bit,
The
not
routing
in
switching
depth.
is mandatory to understand the SD-WAN. SD-WAN is a modern technology, and we are going to learn this technology on the reference of traditional WAN. The traditional WAN means routing switching, the VPN. Traditional WAN means VPN, MPLS cloud or the internet cloud. How we are creating the VPN there, right? L2 VPN, L3 VPN, GRE VPN, DM VPN, IPsec VPN, right? So those are the traditional WAN nowadays. Nowadays we are saying those are legacy WAN, traditional WAN, and the modern WAN technology is our SD-WAN. Okay, so make sure you all know the routing and switching, guys. If there is anyone who is thinking that no, Praful, I am not clear with routing and switching, then after this class you can let me know. I will share one pre-recorded course for routing switching. Again, the course is not going to be lengthy. There will be only 15 to 20 videos, but those videos will take your routing switching skill to the next level, and then that will help you to understand the modern technology. What about others? Is there anyone else looking for job change?
I am looking for job change.
Satish Sajjan, you are
Yeah,
also looking
surgeon.
for
Yeah,
job
yeah,
change.
yeah.
Is there anyone who is looking for exam, who is going to?
I am also looking for exam also.
Okay.
Simultaneous planning. Okay. Job change and also looking for certification also.
You will also go for certification, right?
Yeah, yes.
Great, that's great. And last question from you guys. So, why you guys have chosen the PM networking? Because so many other institutes are there who are in this in the same market from long time, like from 15 years, 20 years. I have just started my career in the training. Right, I am teaching online from last 4 years.
Yeah,
Sir, I will answer first. Sir, I will answer.
Okay,
carry
okay.
on, carry on.
Yeah, sir, I have visited so many, means I have watched so many your videos on YouTube, that scenario-based questions, that kind of videos, as well as for each and every, means as per the interview purpose and everything. And the most important thing is that open Gujarati chu, so that's why I'm looking for your this SD-WAN course from since long. So that's why.
Okay. Great. And definitely, I hope this course or this investment which you have invested at PM networking, I will try to make your investment to the best investment of your life. Right, the second type of investment that is needed is your time. Now make sure you will join the classes at time, and you will perform the lab by yourself. Whatever things we are going to learn in the class, you will test it in the EVNG on the controllers, because maybe it is completely new for you. The SD-WAN is completely new for you. Okay, great. Thank you so much. And our classes, our training is definitely practical. Here you are learning from the industry expert. You are learning from those who are already working in the industry on same technology. I have experience on SD-WAN, so I can teach you the practical, right? The actual implementation. What we are going to use in the industry. We can filter the syllabus even as well. First, understand everything, whatever things are there in the syllabus, so that if someone is looking for exam certification, they can go for exam. But at the last, I will also tell you what topics are most important. And in the interview, interviewers are going to ask you which types of questions, right? So at the end, definitely will make you perfect to pass the exam as well as to pass the interview. Okay, and what about others, guys?
Sir, I am Girish here. Girish Harihara Subramani.
Girish, yes, Girish.
I joined today. So I am in this networking field for the past 19 years, 19 to 20 years. So still now I have not got into the SD-WAN side. I was in the voice field, IP voice, and then recently 5 years before I joined the IP networking side. So now the era is for SD-WAN. So I thought of joining the class and then start studying the SD-WAN. Thank you, sir.
That's great. And why you have chosen the PM networking only for your training partner?
Yeah, I have seen many of your videos. So
On YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
Since when you are following me on YouTube?
For the past 1 year.
Okay, for the 1 year. Guys, the reason why I'm talking is, you know why? Because first, we want to understand, we have to understand each other, right? Because we are going to connect every weekend for 2 months, 3 months, maybe 3 months, maybe more than 3 months, right? So it's very important to understand the requirement of each other first, right? Like he said that I have good experience on the voice. So maybe sometime whenever topic there will be any topic related to the voice, then he can explain in better way, right? Even better than me. So I will also try to learn from him, right? So this is the reason why we are talking, and we have the close WhatsApp community as well, WhatsApp group. So try to talk with each other in WhatsApp group as well, right? See, we all are like-minded. Around 20 students, 20 people are there in our WhatsApp group, and they all are network engineer, right? So our WhatsApp group is different from the social media. All are like-minded. If we are going to talk, if we are going to exchange the thought, exchange the knowledge, it can be beneficial for all of us, right? Maybe someone is working in US in some company, and someone has dream to work there, they can help him, right? So if we will talk, if we will share the thought, knowledge, it can be beneficial for all of us. So let's build a strong relationship with each other, and then first build the relationship, then learn, and then grow. This is the reason why I am talking before starting the class. I want to know all of you. Is there anyone else who want to speak, who want to share something? Yes, Satish.
Thank you, thank you. Frankly, I'll tell you, if I'm going for any interview, right, I will refer your videos first. Okay, I plan to change job within minimum 2 months. I will watch your videos in 2 months. In 2 months, I will start uh, watching the videos in YouTube actually.
Oh,
So last time I got job in TCS. My presently I work in Cisco. Okay. My working pair company TCS, but my client is Cisco. In Cisco, I working multiple project now, blogging project. So they're looking for SD-WAN and lot of multiple new technologies. So I choose PM Network is a good right solution for learning SD-WAN and upcoming new technologies. Though that's what I choose on your PM networking only.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. In the 2 month, you have trust. That's great.
No,
Really,
no,
it's good.
watching your video last 2 years. Okay,
2 years.
2 years, last 2 years, so I'm watching your videos.
Okay.
I'm very happy with your explanation and deep explanation. Are very good and easy to understand. That is the main thing. I also joined multiple institutions also. No Solution, Hyderabad, a lot of institutions already I joined and completed SD1 also. But I not feel well actually, not comfort. I not able to I'm not able to comfort, like I'm not able to do certification, those kind of knowledge. So because of that I chose PM network. Okay, this is a second batch actually. This is a 4 months before I joined Solution, but I'm not happy with those explanation and all, and they choosing old technology in VH and old
Yeah,
technology in lab
many
also.
time like people are saying, like in the combo batch also there was some student who was saying that earlier I had enrolled at other institutes, but I am not satisfied with his training, so that's why I have enrolled again.
Yes, and the lab also not good, and they are using old versions actually. That is not in not in market now presently, as in
Hmm.
those market in present, right? So I don't want those kind of things. So that's what I choose PM network actually.
Great, great, great. Hope this batch or this course can help you to fulfill your requirement, and definitely I will do my best to deliver the real-time knowledge and experience. Is there anyone else who want to speak something?
Hi, it's Ali from basically I recently joined. Yeah, it's I think I have a similar experience like Satish had. So I joined another institution I think few months before. So unfortunately, that was, the things were not organized. Classes were not on time. There was no support for lab, and
Hmm.
things they like communicated like before, and they couldn't fulfill it later. So I'm already working in industry, and I want to learn SD-WAN because my company is deploying it at the moment. So I thought like it is the right time to learn now, rather than just reading the books and watching the videos. So I just need some hands-on, basically with the labs, which is obviously very difficult to build at home. So yeah, so I've seen your few videos, and to be honest, like the way you explain the things, it's very like it's very good. There are like many things like where people miss a lot of stuff. For example, I've seen your wireless video. That was a very basic course, to be honest, on the YouTube, but
Yes.
it was really very deep. It was in a depth which I haven't basically got any source of knowledge from anywhere else. So yeah, so I'm also hoping
Wow,
so it
great.
goes
Thank you
best
so
with
so
VR
much.
networking. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
It's very disappointing when someone is saying that earlier I had enrolled some beer and then again I am
Mhm.
enrolling, right?
Yeah.
Really it's hurt me as well because people are wasting the money.
Mhm.
That is even sometime it is acceptable, we can earn again, but what about the time, right? The time which you are going to
Mhm.
spend every day, 2 hour, right? In this 2 hour you can achieve anything. So wasting time can be the biggest loss.
Yeah, it was a big waste, to be honest. Like I was trying, and there were more people obviously in that class. They were not happy, and they were trying to find out the time, especially over the weekend, and especially when you're a family person. So it was really hard, and especially it's not paying you anything. So then it was total waste of time.
Correct, correct, correct. Every day
Yeah.
when I am finishing the class, then first I am asking this question to myself. After each and every class, that
Mhm.
Praful, what was the output of this class? Like, make sure you have not
Mhm.
wasted your time and your student have also not wasted the time. Because if we have
Mhm.
not learned anything, then what is the logic of joining, connecting, and spending 2 hours, right? So after each and every class, I am going to ask this question to myself, and I will make sure about the quality. I will be measuring the quality, and even after this course, you can compare yourself in the technical. If you will compare yourself, you will see a remarkable improvement in your technical skill after this training program. Wait for 2 months, and after that definitely we will have the same questions again, like I will be asking you for the feedback. But you have to be also dedicated. Please, 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 if you have invested, that means you have shown that you have proven that you are dedicated, passionate, you want to learn. Now just make sure that you will join the classes every day at that time, because our all the classes are connected from the previous class. All the upcoming classes are connected from previous class. Like next class is going to be connected from this class. So let's say if you have missed the today class and you are joining the tomorrow class directly, it will be difficult to understand. Okay. Okay guys, anyone else? Now, can I ask some question from you before before the SD-WAN start? Just to
Yes, sir.
check from where I should start the syllabus. Just I want to ask you first question. First question is, what is SDN? Guys, what do you mean by SDN, and what you guys know about the SDN? According to you, according to your perspective, please share your knowledge, your information, your thought, your suggestion about the SDN, software defined networking.
Software defined networking, actually, earlier to say the control plane and the data plane are both in the same device itself. But these days, uh, they have divided into two or three planes. One is management plane, one is control plane, and the other one is data plane.
Correct.
So the traffic will be flowing only through the data plane, and the control plane will be controlling all the devices. A centralized application will be there which will be managing all the devices, and it will be pushing the required configuration to all the devices, and all the devices will work in unison. That is actually, we can say, as a fabric, a whole fabric. Even if the devices are deployed in various parts of the world, all the devices will be in a single fabric as far as the centralized application is concerned, and we will be able to control the devices from a single application. That is, the administrator will be able to manage it from a single application.
Wow, great. Anything else, guys? What about others? SDN.
SDN is a software-defined network. It will come under two things, on the SD-LAN and SD-WAN. SD-WAN is
ACI
for use
also.
for.
Three things
Yeah,
are there.
I know only two things. Okay.
ACI for data center, SD access for enterprise like LAN, and SD-WAN for WAN. Okay.
WAN, yeah, WAN. Okay. For presently, I have a good experience in WAN side only. Okay, so I'll tell you about only
Okay,
SD-WAN
okay.
only.
No, yeah, great, great.
Okay.
Okay.
SD-WAN like handling everything like control plane, data plane, management plane, right? Everything handled with single router. But SD-WAN not like look like you have a separate controllers. They can manage the management and data management and control plane. Okay, they manage and data plane only work on a VH, just a router inside. Okay, it will help to uh, reduce the cost effective compared to existing infrastructure. SD-WAN is a very cost effective and easy to handle. That is the main thing. That is the main purpose of using SD-WAN.
Okay, great, great. Anything else, guys? SDN, software defined networking. Okay, forget about the SDN. Tell me about the controller based network. What is the meaning of controller based network? SDN is also controller based network. Controller based network means, according to me, the network which can be managed through the controller. Managed means which can be configured, troubleshoot, or managed through the controller is known as controller based network, and SDN is nothing but the controller based network. Here we are going to use the controller to manage our network, to configure, to troubleshoot the issues, or to send the traffic, configuring the QS, security, VPN. For each type of networking task, we will use the controller. So SDN means software defined networking, is a controller based network where we have in the SD-WAN, how many controllers are there, guys?
Three.
Three types of controllers are there. May I know the name of each?
We want, we smart, we
yes.
manage.
Yeah, if you will talk about the Viptela SD-WAN, then we have vBond, vSmart, and vManage. If I will talk about the Catalyst SD-WAN, then we have manager, we have controller, and we have validator. Right? So these are three controllers. And how many WAN devices are there? In the Viptela SD-WAN, we have single WAN device, that is VS. Viptela is. And in the Catalyst for the Cisco SD-WAN, we have CS.
CH, yeah.
Right? Like we can use the CSR. Question, where I can deploy the controllers? Controllers are my physical devices or virtual appliance?
They can be virtualized
Both.
also.
Virtual, both it will work.
Only virtual.
Only
Controllers are only virtual appliance. Means where we can install these controllers, guys, over the ESXi or KVM, like on the virtual or maybe on the cloud.
Yeah.
And our cloud can be accessible through internet, right? So the benefit of using SD-WAN is, like from your bedroom you can manage the infrastructure, because your controllers are on cloud and you can access the service which is running on cloud through internet. and to manage the entire infrastructure, right? Let's say HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank has more than 5,000 branches across the India. Am I right? So those all 5,000 branches can be managed through one centralized location through the controller. Where is the controller? My controller is on the cloud, or maybe it is on the physical server in my data center, right? In the data center, we have physical server, and there we have installed the ESXi, KVM, and over there we have created the VM, vManage, vSmart, and vBond. So from one central location, central device, we can manage the entire infrastructure. That is the benefit. But okay, that is the benefit regarding management. Like earlier in the traditional WAN, in the legacy WAN, the managing the network was the most complicated thing. It was very complex. So in the SD-WAN, we can say the management is very easy. What can be the other benefit? If I will compare, see guys, because of management only, like all company cannot move their infrastructure to SD-WAN. But nowadays, you know, or you all know, the SD-WAN is so popular, very popular in the market. All the big companies are moving their infrastructure to SD-WAN, or are moving towards a hybrid infrastructure. Some part of their network is traditional WAN, legacy WAN, and some part is controlled by, managed by the SD-WAN. Question is, why companies are moving toward SD-WAN? Can
Cost
anyone?
effective.
Yeah, cost effective. Very good, very nice, Satish Sajan. Very nice. Tell me at least 5 reasons of 5 benefits of using SD-WAN over traditional WAN. The first is very clear and crystal, that is cost effective. SD-WAN is a cost effective solution. Company, like as I told you, HDFC has more than 5,000 branches across the India, so they can save crore of rupees per month. They can save crore of rupees per annum in their infrastructure if they will move to the SD-WAN. Like company who has 4,000 branches can save 40 to 60% of money. What can be the another reason? Second reason, first is cost effective, very clear and crystal. It should be very clear and crystal to everyone. How it is cost effective? You will learn it, right? When we'll learn the SD-WAN, when we'll start the SD-WAN, day by day, you are going to understand these all things, like how SD-WAN is going to save the cost of companies. And not the cost, huge cost, 40 to 60%. See, if company is able to save 50% of cost, this is huge saving. First benefit, cost effective. Second, you guys said the management, right? That is centralized management. We can manage the entire infrastructure from a single place. What is the third? What can be the third reason, third benefit?
Control uh, the connectivity. For example, like there is a problem in the MPLS link, it is very slow. Then we can reroute the traffic through the secondary link, which might be a broadband or DIA. So that will be the decision will be taken by the software itself according to the policies we have set. So that will be a third kind of.
Great. As I told you, the HDFC, for an example, the HDFC company has 5,000 branches in India, and at each branch there are 2 routers, 2 managed devices. It can be router, firewall, doesn't matter. And for an example, I need to change the SNMP IP address on all the managed devices. Means I need to change the IP address. Even single command is required. I need to run single command on all 10,000 devices. 5,000 sites, 10,000 devices, and we need to change the SNMP IP address. Now SNMP IP address is updated, or I need to configure one ACL, one policy. Any minor changes there. But guys, it can be very lengthy. It can take a month. Sometimes it takes 6 months, 7 months, even more than 1 year sometime for the changes. But in the SD-WAN allow you to apply the changes on all devices simultaneously from one centralized location. Means through one single click, we can change the SNMP IP address on all 10,000 devices. It can take 30 to 40 seconds. That's it. 30 to 40 seconds is sufficient, and you are going to learn it. You are going to implement it. There will be lots of sites in your lab, and you will apply some changes. You will create one policy for that, and you will apply that policy on all the devices simultaneously.
Excuse me, sir. Are you sharing your screen with us?
No,
Because I'm
I
not
have not
able to
shared the
see.
screen till now because I am not showing anything, just talking. Today
Okay.
is the first
Sorry.
class, just talking. We are just talking.
Okay.
And sir, please,
Yeah.
are we going to get a recorded version of this talk in case we miss
Sorry,
some
brother.
part? Are we going to get the recordings?
Yeah, you will get the recording. Just after 5 minutes of this live session, you will have access of recording. Don't worry. I will share the study material and recording after this class. Okay, guys. We have seen the 3 benefits. Tell me the 4th one. The first was cost. The second was easy management.
And it's very secure.
It is very secure. It even allow SD-WAN allow you DIA, direct internet access, which was not possible in the legacy WAN. Guys, in the legacy WAN, for DIA you have to use firewall. Now again the same company HDFC, who has 5,000 sites. If they want to access internet directly, they need 5,000 firewall. For the redundancy, if they are going to use 2 firewalls, then they need 10,000 firewalls. And on each firewall, they need security engineer who will be configuring the IPsec, who will be troubleshooting the issues. How many of you know the IPsec configuration on firewall, on let's say Palo Alto firewall? Right? There are so many engineers who can configure the IPsec on Cisco router, right? But on the firewall, guys, like the security engineers are less as compared to routing switching engineers. Right? So the DIA or direct internet access was the major issue in the legacy WAN, in the traditional WAN, and here SD-WAN is solving this issue. SD-WAN allow you to access internet directly without having firewall. All the firewall features, whatever capability are there in the firewall, like the traffic inspection, advanced malware protection, URL filtering, these all features are already integrated in the SD-WAN WAN is device, like in your VS and CS. We don't need firewall. Now guys, tell me the last 5th one. One more benefit of using SD-WAN.
Load balancing.
Load balancing over multiple transport. Okay, that is fine. By default, SD-WAN perform load balancing over all the transports. Right? The 5th benefit can be, guys, failover. SD-WAN can measure the quality of your WAN link as well. Like in the legacy WAN, as many of you are working professional, you can understand it. Let's say at one side, I have 2 WAN link, internet and MPLS, or 2 ISP, ISP1, ISP2. ISP1 is my primary ISP, ISP2 is secondary ISP, backup ISP. And we have configured the failover on router number 1. That whenever ISP1 will goes down, then automatically router 1 will shift the traffic towards ISP2. But guys, if there is connectivity with ISP1, connectivity is still up, but the quality is very poor. There is packet loss, slowness, CRC error, or any issue, but not complete loss of packet. There is not complete connectivity loss. Connectivity is still there, but the quality of link is very poor. In that case, your router will not perform failover. But here again, SD-WAN can keep checking the quality of your WAN link. Means it will be monitoring your WAN link. Hey, what is the reliability? What is the reliability of the WAN link? If there is reliability issue, then let's fail over the traffic, which is not possible in legacy WAN. And guys, trust me, there are many more benefit of using SD-WAN. This is the reason why companies are moving.
Also, you can do steering strategy with SD-WAN.
Yes, very good. Anything else, guys? Anyone want to include any additional point here?
We can onboard the devices
Yes, very good.
in
The new
5
site,
minutes.
we can say we can up one new site within an hour. Earlier, let's suppose, let me share the screen now. Now, many people are talking about the screen. Let's share it. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
please.
So guys, in the
Yes.
traditional WAN, let me talk about the traditional WAN and legacy WAN. Traditional WAN. What I told you, HDFC or SBI Bank. SBI Bank has 5,000 plus sites, and they are planning to add one new sites. They are planning to add one new site in, let's say, Delhi. What is the process of adding a new site? Here is the building of the new site in Delhi. Can anyone tell me how you are going to implement the network in the new site? I can design the LAN for you. Let's say so many employees are there. So many employees are there. And these all employees are connected with multiple access layer switches. Multiple access layer switches are connected to multiple distribution layer switches. Multiple distribution layer switches are connected to maybe firewall, distribution layer 1, and let's say 2 distribution layer. And distribution layers can be connected with core layer. It can be, we can have the firewall or the router like this. This is my LAN. Here in the SD-WAN, we will not talk about the LAN network, local area network. Guys, to manage the LAN devices through the controller, we have different solution, that is SD access, right? To manage these devices, we have SD access, like to manage these switches, let's say configuring, changing the management VLAN or management VLAN IP address on switches can be done with the help of different solution called SD access. And now here you need to add the routers. So to install these all devices, first of all, we have to send one field engineer, correct? The technician. The first task will begin from the technician. Like multiple technicians are required who are going to install these devices in the rack, in the networking rack. You all know about the networking rack.
Yes.
These are the networking rack, correct?
Yes.
So here the engineers or technician are going to install the devices. The next step is giving power to the devices, right? The installation process can take, let's say, 1 week. 1 week, or let's say for an example, 2 weeks or 1 weeks, 1 week for installation. Installation devices in the rack. Next, power. If you will check any networking rack, on the top you will have power distribution devices. And guys, if you don't have experience on these devices, like the physical devices in the rack or the power distribution, then you can practice in packet tracer. In packet tracer, you can verify these all things, like you can design the real-time network. Let me show you in the packet tracer also you can see the networking rack. See, here is my packet tracer. For an example, I am going to design the same network here. Same network. So how it will look like in the production? It will look like this. Router 1, router 2. Let me rename it R1. Let me rename it to I2. And to distribution switch. Networking device. Go to switch. Two distribution switches will be there. Let me rename it to D switch 1 and D switch 2 for an example. D switch 2, and after that we will have some access layer switches as I told you, and then we will have LAN devices. Then here we have LAN device. Let's say for an example few LAN devices are there, PC1, PC2 and PC3. And then we need to connect them. So again, LAN engineer technicians are only going to connect the all networking devices together as well, right? They will do the labeling. Labeling means where ports are connected. Where the ports are connected, they will perform labeling as well. Like they will be using some tools, like maybe you know about the wire tracker, wire tester, right? So they will first test the cable, they will track the cable, and they guys will perform labeling properly, right? So it can take 1 week like this. They will connect like this, and after that the technician will give power. See how it will look like in the rack. Here is the physical option. Click on physical, home city, corporate office, and here is your rack. Are you guys able to see the rack?
Yes, sir.
Right? So see on the top we have what? Power distribution device. From here you can see my all devices. This power port is connected to switch 2, this is connected to switch 1, this is connected to switch 0, then multi-layer switch 1, multi-layer switch 2, router 1 and router 2, and here is my router 1, router 2 switches and their cables. Right? So here there will be labeling on each cable that this port is connected to which device and on which port of the router. Now question is, the technician don't know about the configuration, how to configure these devices. So what is the major issue here, guys? Major issue is now configuration. Our providing the power to each and every device's configuration. How will perform the configuration? So what is the issue? Issue is these devices are brand new device. Even the IP addresses are not running. These devices are not connected to the internet, are not accessible remotely. Telnet or SSH is not configured. Because we have the dedicated NOC team. We have dedicated NOC team for the configuration. Network Operation Center team who can perform the configuration, but they need access to the device. And as these are the brand new devices, you cannot have remote access. So what technician will do? Technician will connect their laptop to the routers or switches one by one. One by one they will connect. Let's suppose the PC, the technician PC is now connected to router number 1 through the console. And after that he will share the access to their PC with NOC team, and then NOC team will perform all the configuration. They will perform configuration. After that the NOC team is going to ask to the technician to connect their PC to router 2, then to router 3, then to distribution switch 1, then to distribution switch 2, then to access switch 1, access switch 2. Like this, NOC team will connect to all the devices and they will perform the configuration manually. Guys, again it can take much time. It can take much time. And after that, if there is any issue, before issue, NOC team will first step is configuration. First they will perform basic configuration. Basic configuration means basic connectivity. NOC team will perform basic configuration. After that they are going to test the configuration. Test configuration. Then they will check the connectivity from each devices, between each devices. Check connectivity. After that, they will implement security policy according to the requirement, right? Which department or which users should be able to access which server, who should have limited access, who should have full internet access. Right? And then if there is any issue, then they have to troubleshoot. And then they will do the live, then your network is going to be live. It can take, guys, around 1 month. If you are thinking, Praful, this is so easy, right? Why it is going to take 1 month? It will take, companies are taking more than 1 month, guys, to just up one site. After 1 month, you will have access to your DC, or your new sites will be able to communicate with all existing 5,000 sites. Now the company have 5,001 site, and new site is able to communicate with all other sites. Now let's say all the services are running in data center somewhere, so those all services are now accessible from new site. And again, many more policies implementation will be there, right? Day by days you will be working on the new sites. Then we'll configure the devices for remote access. We'll check the IP schema for the future growth, the port numbers are available or not. For wireless setup, for the guest network, we will set up the access point. Whenever guest will come, how we will separate the guest user from our employees, how we will provide internet access to guest. So it can take 1 to 6 months. Adding one new site in the existing infrastructure was complicated. But here SD-WAN allow you to up the sites quickly. The technician is now going to connect your core layer 2 WAN, the last stage. But you know, in the SD-WAN, guys, technician just need to install these devices in rack, and they need to connect all devices to power distribution, and they need to connect to ISP WAN link. That's it. An engineer will go to home, they will sleep automatically. After half an hour, it can take half an hour to load the complete configuration. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, sometime 15 minutes, sometime half an hour, maximum half an hour. Within half an hour, your all devices will load the configuration from controllers automatically. There is one video on my channel as well for the same. ZTP, zero touch. What is the full form of ZTP?
Zero touch
See,
provisioning.
there is only one video on the YouTube for the ZTP, and I have created that. This is the practical. Here, see, I have implemented it. If you are going to watch this 1 hour video, you will learn how these devices can load the configuration automatically. Whenever you will connect the device to WAN, to the ISP, you will not find a single another video for the ZTP on process automatically. See, many videos are there, but these are not the lab. These are the theory part, right? But here you can, in this video, if you will have time, then you can go through it. Here I have set up everything from the scratch, and automatically the branch 1 and branch 2 devices has loaded the configuration from these controllers. So in the same day, once technicians are done with the installation and the power connectivity, all the devices has power. Now they can provide the WAN connectivity, and your devices can load the configuration automatically from the controllers. This is also one benefit. If my WAN is router has two WAN link, WAN link 1, WAN link 2, let's say ISP 1 connected to ISP 1 and ISP 2. ISP 1 and ISP 2. So guys, load balancing, load sharing, failover, These was the requirement. These are the requirement, always required. These are the always requirement, right? In the traditional WAN also, in the SD-WAN also. Sometime we need load sharing here, sometime we need load balancing here, sometime we need active passive, sometime we need to forward critical traffic over one ISP, general traffic over another ISP. And our requirement is not constant, our requirement is variable, right? So SD-WAN is very flexible, guys. Whatever you can think, you can implement here. For an example, let's take an example of a company like Netflix. You all know Netflix?
Yes.
Let's say Netflix is going to release one movie on Saturday, on this Saturday. So they have some requirement only for Saturday and Sunday. They have some requirement only for Saturday and Sunday. For Saturday and Sunday, they need complete different network behavior, right? The traffic routing, the policies, securities are completely different for upcoming Saturday and Sunday. Is it possible with legacy WAN? No, it is not possible. It is not so much flexible that we can change the configuration of 5,000 sites for 2 days. Our configurations are constant, not variable. Our behavior of our infrastructure is constant. But if you have the SD-WAN, brother, you can have simply two types of policy. One for Saturday and Sunday, means weekend, and one for weekdays. One for weekend, and one policy there for weekdays. Two policies are there. On Saturday morning, I will activate this policy, and in the weekdays, I will activate this policy. It is so easy. Within 10 minutes, I can change the behavior of entire infrastructure. Let's say in this policy, we have any kind of configuration. Like in this policy, we have one, let's say, requirement that all the voice traffic will be shifted over third party WAN, right? And all critical or all WAN links should be free for users to watch the movie, right? Requirement can be anything, right? In the upcoming days when we'll start the SD-WAN, you will learn the many requirement, guys, and those all are real-time requirement, because I have worked with companies like Netflix also, who need the always variable policies, who need to change the behavior every week, every day, maybe in the morning and evening, right? So if you have 50 number of requirements, 50 numbers of behaviors, you want 50 different types of behavior of your infrastructure, you can have 50 number of policy, right? Sometime, let's say I need hub and spoke topology. You know, hub and spoke is more reliable, more available, we can have more redundancy, right? Hub and spoke is simple but not reliable like full mesh. So there are two types of WAN topology. Let's say again, sometime we need hub and spoke, sometime we need full mesh. Or maybe on the weekend we have requirement that for voice traffic we need hub and spoke topology, and for video traffic we need full mesh topology. Again, we can have one policy for this, and on the weekend I can activate that policy. I will keep all other active policies deactivated. Getting my point? Are you guys able to correlate these all things with your existing experience or not? Tell me this first.
Yeah. At least changing the hub and spoke to mesh, or from mesh to hub and spoke itself will take at least.
It is my
it will
requirement.
take-
we need both topology, one for voice traffic and one for rest all the traffic. You will learn the application aware routing here in the SD-WAN for one kind of traffic, how we can have hub and spoke, and for other types of traffic, how we can have full mesh. Guys, if I will show you my SD-WAN labs, which we are going to cover here, then let me access the server, admin and Eve. See, we have exactly these types of lab here. Not this one. See, preferring regional data center. So this is real time scenario, but issue is only one thing. Here we have only 5 to 6 sites. In the production you will have 5,000 sites. That's it. In this lab, guys, see, the interesting thing is there are 2 data center, right? One data center is in India and one data center is in Germany. And some branches are there like Mumbai, Dubai and Paris. You know, Mumbai is near to India data center, Paris is near to Germany data center, and Dubai is central side in between India data center and Germany data center. So definitely you will have some requirement here that if any user, and in the both data center, guys, we have same service. Same service is running in both the data center. Let's say there is one HR portal on the server. In both the data center there is one HR portal. So I will have always requirement like this. My requirement is when Mumbai side want to access the HR portal, they should access from India data center because they are near to each other. Am I right? If the Mumbai user is going to access the Germany data center, guys, there will be latency delay, right?
Yes.
So we will always configure the lab in such a way so that Mumbai user should access service from the India DC, Paris side user should access same service from the Germany data center, Dubai side user should access same service, maybe for the Dubai load balancing, right? It should distribute the traffic between India data center and Germany data center. If India data center is down, then it should perform failover. Then Mumbai user should also access Germany data center only. Then we don't have choice. So these are what? These are different requirement. According to our requirement, we have to implement the configuration. By default, there will be connectivity. All the sites will, for all the sites, we will be having load balancing between the DC, both DC. First, definitely we'll learn the by default behavior, but after that, according to our requirement, we will learn the policy creation. The main beauty of SD-WAN is policy, is their policy. And guys, there are infinite number of policy in the SD-WAN. The good thing is there is infinite number of policy. Whatever you can think, you can implement. Whatever you have requirement, doesn't matter, you can implement it, which is not possible in legacy WAN. Like in OSPF, how many ways are there for path manipulation? We can change the cost, we can configure area filtering, we can configure distribute list, dot filtering. That's it. In the EIGRP offset list, you can manipulate with key values, you can configure variance, route filtering like distribute list. That's it. Summarization, maybe 4, 5. In the BGP also. In the BGP there are 12 attributes. So 12 ways are there in the BGP. That's it. But in the SD-WAN, there are infinite number of attributes or policies for your WAN, infrastructure. Similarly, I have the another lab also like this. Here you can see this one. Again, here you can see we have some sites in India, we have some sites in Paris. Or here we have 2 sites, one in Berlin, one Bonn, Mumbai, Delhi, India data center, Germany data center. Again, we will have multiple requirements here. Multiple requirements. And where are my controllers? You can see my controllers are on the cloud or maybe in my DC. This is the DC. Means it is available on the public network. We can access these controllers from anywhere around the globe. And we can manage the entire. See, if I need to configure anything on Mumbai WAN device, on this device, 6.6.6.6, I don't need to access this device. I will manage this device through this controller. I need to access only vmanage. In the legacy WAN, if you need to change anything on 6.6.6, you have to SSH this WAN device. Am I right? Yes. And I will be creating, guys, many more lab here for our this SD-WAN batch. Here I am trying to implement multiple labs, all the real-time labs where I have worked, right? I am going to share my experience on different kinds of design, different kinds of topology, different kinds of policies, QS, security, basic, then troubleshooting. And this is our first lab. This is our first lab where we are going to learn the onboarding and the default behavior of SD-WAN. This is very simple topology. Two CSs are there and two VHs are there and one CS is there. And we have controllers. That's it. And there is one transport. So simple. Here you are going to learn the fundamental of SD-WAN. Once you are good with the SD-WAN fundamental means, you know what, guys? Fundamental means onboarding process, their configuration. Like configuration means CLI configuration. You have to learn CLI based configuration as well as GUI based configuration. You have to learn the template based configuration, means how we can create the template, how we can push the template to devices. These are the fundamentals, comes under onboarding process only. Means to live the devices, live all the sites, how these all sites are going to communicate. And after that, this is first lab, and then we will have here we have ZTP lab also, zero touch provisioning. So you can see here we have one ZTP server. So this ZTP server will help your vanished devices to load the configuration automatically from your vmanage, right? And guys, one more lab is there to understand the path manipulation and load balancing or load sharing over multiple transport, because here we have single transport. At least we should have one lab in the basic module for multiple transport. And here you can see we have two transport, internet and MPLS. So between the sites, here we can learn the path manipulation or load sharing or preferring one transport over other. In the traditional WAN, in the legacy WAN, guys, let's say here I have one router at the side, and this router is connected to two different ISP, ISP1 and ISP2. Two ISP are there, ISP1 and ISP2. I have one question. Question is, let's say this is 10 Mbps link or 100 Mbps link, and this is your 10 Mbps link, and this is my R1 side 1 router, edge router at any side. And after that, through the same ISP service providers, this is ISP1 and ISP2. ISP1, ISP2, and here somewhere we have data center DC. Again, this DC is connected to both the ISP. So tell me, router 1 will prefer which ISP by default? ISP1 or ISP2? Or it will perform load balancing in the traditional WAN?
To take the
Depend on
Huh?
it depend on your routing. It depend if you are using static routing or you're using dynamic routing.
First of all, you know, these two are private site. The DC and my side 1, and this is DC data center, are the private sites. So can private sites communicate over public? No, not possible. So what we will do here, we will create the VPN. We will
VPN, yeah.
create VPN here. One VPN is there, our ISP1, and one VPN is here, our ISP2. And over the VPN, you will configure any routing protocol to extend the routes. And let's say here we have configured the routing protocol OSPF. Now tell me, by default it will perform load balancing, or it will prefer one ISP? If it will prefer one ISP, then which ISP? OSPF is running over VPN. It will perform, guys. Yes.
If it's OSPF, it's going to by default OSPF is going to perform load balancing.
But here we have more bandwidth.
Equal,
No,
not equal
it's
question.
gonna prefer the 10 meg, the low cost.
Low cost.
Yeah, it will prefer the 100 Mbps.
So this is your question. You can take one screenshot of it, and in the next class you will answer to this question. By default,
I mean,
router 1 will perform load balancing, or it will prefer ISP1 over ISP2. See, the 100 Mbps is not the bandwidth of your VPN, the tunnel. This is the bandwidth of physical link.
OSPF calculate the metrics based on the
It will perform load balancing.
Equal cost, it will do the load balancing. If you not equal cost in OSPF, it will not do the.
Okay, if it
load.
is performing equal cost load balancing, then it should not perform equal cost load balancing, because here we have more bandwidth, here we have less bandwidth. If it will perform equal cost load balancing, then it should not perform equal cost load balancing here, because
Yes,
bandwidth
sir,
is
you're
not
right.
same.
Yeah, it's going to prefer the ISP1.
Why it is performing the load balancing? Because OSPF is running over overlay, not under not on underlay, and we have more bandwidth of underlay link, right? VPN is, guys, overlay technology, right, running on top of the physical network, and your OSPF is working on overlay on the virtual network, not on the physical network. So physical bandwidth doesn't matter. The physical bandwidth doesn't matter here for the OSPF. If you want to prefer the 100 Mbps link, you have to configure lower cost. Same thing will happen here for the SD-WAN. Doesn't matter what is the bandwidth of your underlay. SD-WAN is going to perform load balancing over both the transport, internet, and MPLS. For each type of traffic, it will perform load balancing between two sites, or between data center and any site. Right? Let's say branch 1 and branch 2 want to communicate. Some traffic will go via internet, some traffic will go via internet. And according to our requirement, we will apply the policies. We will configure the scenario. So this is going to be our second lab. And after this lab, we will come on policy. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, on that lab, when you mean by the traffic will prefer internet, you mean internet overlay network, right?
Again, SD-WAN is going to create VPN here.
Okay. Yes. That's gonna.
Guys, if I will give you the overall understanding here, like how SD-WAN is going to work. So SD-WAN will create VPN for data plane. Between the sites here, they will have one VPN like this. One VPN with site 3, branch 3. One VPN to branch 4. And one VPN to data center. Right? These are the VPN over internet. Exactly like this, they will also have the VPN over MPLS.
MPLS. Thank you.
Like this. And it will be performing load balancing over these all VPN. How it will establish the VPN? Again, it is going to establish the automatic, but you have to understand the process. Right? VSmart is going to help Tooo WAN devices to establish the data plane VPN. VPN for data plane, VA Smart, right? So we have to learn those process, and for that we will use this lab. So our first lab was so basic, where we are going to understand the onboarding and the CLI based configuration and template based configuration. This lab will help us to understand the default behavior of SD-WAN over multiple transport. And after that, guys, we are going to discuss the policies, QS, and security. So if I will talk about the syllabus of SD-WAN, what we are going to cover. So again, I have divided the complete syllabus in some module. Like first module is basic module, and in the basic module you are going to learn the onboarding process. Definitely first the theory, why SD-WAN, what is SDN, what is SDN, software defined networking, what is SD-WAN, CA server, certificate authority server, and the concept of certificate, CA server and certificates. We will learn the validation, how two devices are going to validate each other. SD-WAN is a fully secure infrastructure. One device is not going to trust on other. SD-WAN devices are not trusting each other by default. By default, two devices are not going to trust on each other. So first they have to see, if any device want to join the SD-WAN fabric, first they have to validate their self, right? First of all, they have to validate their self. Like if you want to travel abroad, you need passport, right? The valid passport. On the passport there should be sign of government. Similarly, all the SD-WAN devices should have the passport to validate their self, that hey, see, this is my ID and I want to join this fabric. They will also have the government sign, like the certificate from the CA server, from the same CA server. If I have the passport from the government of India and you also have the passport from the government of India, so sign on both passport is same, right? So validity, and vBond will help SD-WAN to validate the device. Validity process, how vBond is going to validate the devices, and after that onboarding process, how we are onboarding the devices, how we will install the certificates, how other controllers like VA Smart or vBond will join the vManage, like how we will add those controllers on vManage, because we are going to manage all SD-WAN devices through vManage only. So we have to add all other SD-WAN devices on vManage, like your VA Smart, vBond, or controller and validator, or VAs or CAs. That comes under onboarding process. Onboarding means adding the devices on your vManage. After that, CLI based configuration. CLI based configuration means the basic configuration, like routing protocols configuration. Let's say we need to configure OSPF routing protocol between the WAN is and internal router, right? So first we are going to learn how to configure OSPF on SD-WAN devices through CLI. Default route configuration, VPN configuration, CLI based configuration. After that, we'll see the template based configuration. There are two types of templates: feature template and device template. So what is device template, feature template, template based configurations? And after that, we'll verify the connectivity between all the sites. Connectivity between all the sites means we will verify everything. Most of the thing is going to happen automatically. So we have to verify, we have to check all the tables, routing tables, OMP tables, overlay management protocol. Verify the default configurations. Basic module. These are the topics of our basic module in SD-WAN. And now in the next module, you are going to learn the OMP protocol. You will master the OMP protocol, like you know the best path selection in OSPF. OMP is also one routing protocol, right? So OMP means, what is OMP?
Overlay.
How it's work? Works. Best path selection in OMP. Best path selection of OMP protocol. Path manipulation. Path manipulation. OMP attributes. It is all about control plane, guys. In the legacy WAN, in the traditional WAN, we had multiple protocol for control plane. In the basic module, you will also learn about the control plane, data plane, and management plane. EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, ISIS, these are the protocols used to manage or control the control plane traffic. Means it helps to build the routing table on the router. Routing table is control plane. So exactly like your OSPF, BGP, EIGRP, REAP, ISIS, you are going to learn the OMP also. Best path selection, their their attributes, like the local preference attribute, similar like BGP. We have similar attributes in OMP like BGP. This is our second module. The first module, and see, I am not able to recall all the topics. In the class, you will see all the topics. Going to extend the routes through OMP. How OMP will form neighborship. How two routers become neighbor in OSPF. Exactly like that, you have to learn OMP neighborship. You will verify the OMP table, OMP database, OMP neighbor table, OMP attributes. You have to learn the best path selection, path manipulation. Then only you can prefer one path over another. And then, guys, our most important module will start, that is policies. Policies, right? And many types of policies are there. Here we cannot discuss the policies. Policies will allow you to create like hub and spoke topology if you want to create hub and spoke topology. So even in the SD-WAN, in Cisco SD-WAN, the default hub and spoke topology is also there. We can use that as well, and we can create our own hub and spoke topology as well, right? In the OMP, we have also TLOC, like TLOC, what is transport locator, color, system IP. These topics also comes under basic module, which we have not mentioned. So under policy, we will create different types of topology for control plane, like hub and spoke, full mesh, right? Hybrid. Right? Some sites should communicate via DC, some sites should communicate directly. How to route some traffic to, or voice traffic to DC first. These are the policies. Then VPN membership policy. VPN membership policy. Intranet policy. DIA, direct internet access. These are the policies, and many more policies are there, you will see. And after that, guys, we will have the last module, fourth module, where we can name it advanced module, right? Where you are going to learn the security, first QS, quality of service, how to prioritize the traffic, like marking, whatever concepts are there for QS in the traditional WAN, in the legacy WAN, marking, classification, prioritizing the traffic, reserving the bandwidth, those all things in SD-WAN. And that's why I am saying you should have knowledge about quality of service in the legacy WAN, right? On the router, how we are configuring the QS, what is marking, what is queuing. You should have knowledge about queue, how router is processing the traffic, processing delay, right? How it is putting the traffic in the queue, and how it is picking the, like, what is scheduler, how scheduler is going to pick the packet from input queue to output, and it will forward to output interface or output queue. And after the QS, we will have the security, right? The advanced, basic and advanced security configuration, like URL filtering, advanced malware protection, IPS, IDS features on the VS and CS. So this is our SD-WAN syllabus, right? And many more topics are there. I am not able to recall those all topics now, but when we'll start learning day by day, we will be covering each and every topic, and within 3 months we will try to finish the syllabus. And after the syllabus, guys, if you are going to compare yourself from today, you will see a remarkable improvement in your technical skill, right? So topic is SD-WAN. Before SD-WAN, introduction to SDN, software defined networking, the tomorrow topic. And guys, tomorrow can we have class from like 3 to 5 for tomorrow only? Can we have class tomorrow? Is the Sunday, and this is the new batch, right?
Yeah.
Recently I have today only we have started, so I need to settle something for this weekend only. So for tomorrow, is it fine to have class from 3 to 5, and from the next weekend we will have classes on same time?
Yes, yes, no problem, sir.
So
Yeah, no problem.
tomorrow we will have class from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and from the, see, this is not for every day. From the next weekend, again we will have class on same time, 8 to 10, because from next weekend at 3 to 5 we will have Palo Alto course, Palo Alto batch. Okay, so tomorrow timing is 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. only for tomorrow. Okay, and tomorrow topic is going to be SDN network, introduction to SDN and SD-WAN. We will compare traditional WAN with SD-WAN in detail. We'll see some SDN concepts and their benefit, the benefit of SDN. We will also try to cover the SD-WAN architecture. I will give you the overview of SD-WAN architecture, right? We'll see the vBond, vSmart, vManage, and edge routers. What is control plane, data planes, these all things comes under SDN. If you if you want to learn the SDN, first you have to understand the control plane versus data plane. What is control plane and data plane? Then orchestration plane and management plane also in the SD-WAN. What is the role and responsibility of management plane and orchestration plane? After that, we'll see the Catalyst SD-WAN architecture on premises and over the cloud. Then we'll talk about transports like overlay and underlay. What is overlay, underlay? We'll give you the overview of ZTP. We'll see the implementation of ZTP at the last. Our last class is going to be ZTP.
3 p.m. is gonna be 5 a.m. Eastern time in the US.
3 p.m. to 5 p.m. only for tomorrow.
In America, it's gonna be, over the night.
Oh, in the America it's over. So can you manage just one class to recording for tomorrow class only? And in the next class you can ask Dot if you will have any doubt after watching the recording.
Yeah, I mean, I can
If
do my
you
best
can,
to wake up.
otherwise I can also try to join at this time.
Yeah, I will do my best to join as it's only one session.
If it is
Yeah.
possible, then try to join only for tomorrow. Otherwise, you can let me know in the group that Praful, this is not possible for me. I will try to join at this time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay?
Okay.
I think we can manage the recording, sir. Maybe if you have some doubts, we can gonna ask you.
Yeah. Okay. You may leave. After that, guys, in the
Thank you.
next class, we will talk about the VPN. We'll see the VPN in Cisco SD-WAN, like what is VPN 0, transport VPN, management VPN, and VPN 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100, 500. These are the service VPNs. So management VPN, transport VPN, and service VPN. There are three types of VPN in SD-WAN. Interfaces and their IP addressing, how we can assign the IP address on the SD-WAN devices, system configuration. Under system configuration, you will see we have 6 tuple, like the organization name you have to define, the site ID, you have to define the certificate, you have to define the time zone, right? You have to define the vbound IP address. These all will come under basic module only, and I have not mentioned these topics here, so don't worry. What I told you, when we'll start, we'll focus on each and every topic. Here I have not mentioned all the topic. This is not the complete syllabus. Like here I have not mentioned the DTLS or TLS tunnel. So if someone is saying, Praful, we will not discuss the TLS or DTLS, no brother, we will master the DTLS or TLS tunnels. Okay, guys. So in the traditional man, now hope you guys have basic understanding about why SD-WAN. Now at least you can compare SD-WAN or SDN with traditional WAN. SD-WAN with traditional WAN. The issue was, the first issue was, guys, cost. Earlier companies were using MPLS leased line to connect their branches, office, headquarter, data center, and these lines are very costly but reliable. These are reliable but very costly. All internet traffic usually goes through data center or headquarter earlier, so it was creating the delay and slow performance. But here SD-WAN allow you direct internet access. These are the benefit. Then manual configuration. Manual configuration was time consuming. As I told you, adding one site was very lengthy process. It was taking month, right? So there was issue with manual configuration. It was time consuming and it was not flexible. Even in the legacy WAN, we had issue with, like, there was not built for cloud based application, like for an example Zoom or Microsoft Office 365, Salesforce. So for these types of cloud based application, there was no inbuilt feature in the legacy WAN. Here in the SD-WAN, you will see how SD-WAN is flexible with cloud services.
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, could you explain more on this cloud requirement? Actually, I have doubt on this. How the legacy, because
Yeah, we'll implement some services on the cloud now. Here you will have the more detailed information about the cloud in the class. SD-WAN and cloud both are connected. See, if there is no cloud, then definitely there is no benefit of using much. There is not much benefit of using SD-WAN. SD-WAN is so popular nowadays because of cloud only. The company started moving their application over cloud, and then SD-WAN become popular. When our
okay.
services application was in data center, then everything was working fine. So I will give you the more, and let me give you here. Let me tell you here. Just give me 1 minute, please.
Because from the data center we have access to the internet, right? So we can actually connect to the clouds. So how it is SD-WAN has more uh, advantages connecting to the cloud applications when compared to legacy. I'm not. I'm having doubt on that.
Just a minute. Okay. Is my screen visible?
No.
See, what was the issue in the legacy WAN? What happened when cloud comes in picture? Let me tell you that. Is my screen visible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Earlier, you know, like for an example, there are two sites. DC site, branch 1, and let's say branch 2. DC, data center. This is my branch 1 and branch 2. And where is my application? My application, all the services are here in the DC. All the services are in DC. And guys, these branches user, let's say these are my employee clients, and these clients access these services of DC data center every day from morning to evening. These all guys access this server, these services. Let's HR application, Microsoft 365, or whatever applications are there in the DC, right? Their company portal, their ticketing tools application, their monitoring tools application, their performance optimizations tools, SNMP, all the services are available here in the DC, and these branch users clients need to access these services. So how they will access? They will access through transport. They are connected through transport only. Here we have transport. Which transport, Praful? For an example, internet. For an example, internet. iNet. Good. Through internet, my all sites are connected together. Now let's say branch 1 user need to access any application which is in DC. They will reach to DC through internet. Internet was not reliable, guys. Even today internet is not reliable, but today somehow it is more reliable. Earlier it was not reliable, right? So you know, let's say here I have one application in the data center, application 1, and this application has one requirement. The requirement is delay. Let's say delay should be minimum for this application. Let's say delay for this application app 1 is delay should be less than or equal to, let's say for an example, 50 millisecond. Right? You know, voice traffic is delay sensitive traffic, as delay should be minimum for voice traffic, otherwise your traffic will get dropped. Right? So what is the issue here? Okay, first issue is internet is not much reliable. Second issue, internet is not secure. This is public network. There are bad people, good people and bad people. Both types of people are there on the internet. And here you don't have firewall, guys, in branch 1. You don't have Firewall, you cannot configure any policy, like you cannot inspect the traffic. Let's say this user is going to access your critical server. How it will access your critical server? Through internet transport. Over the internet transport, you are sending the traffic directly. You don't know who is generating the traffic. You don't know the user is generating traffic for which server, which type of traffic it is. You don't know anything, because you don't have firewall here. So in the DC we can have, let's say, firewall also. Here we have firewall where we will inspect the traffic, or forget about the firewall or inspection. Here, let's say, for an example, we have VPN over the internet, and through the internet the branch users are accessing my DC application. Okay, fine, everything is fine. But reliability issue, internet is not much reliable, so we are going to add the another transport, which is
MPLS.
Which is the MPLS for reliability. Even MPLS is more secure than internet, right? For the critical application, this app 1, we have one another transport. For all traffic we cannot add the MPLS, guys, because MPLS is much costly, right? 10 times, internet is 10 times cheaper than MPLS, 20 times cheaper than MPLS. Right? So even here you can ignore the MPLS, because branch users are directly accessing the service in the DC through internet. But what happens when clouds come in picture? When clouds come in picture, we replace these services. We put these services from DC to cloud, right? Now my services are not in DC. Here, forget about the MPLS for now. What I am saying, here I have one firewall in the DC, that is centralized firewall. Why we have centralized firewall? To reduce the cost. Otherwise, if I have 5,000 sites, then I have to install 5,000 firewall. So this is my central firewall. Whenever two sites, let's say branch 1 and branch 2, want to communicate, they will also communicate via DC, because the firewall is in DC only. There is no firewall in branch 1 and branch 2. So we cannot inspect the traffic. So we will always forward all the critical traffic through DC between branch 1 and branch 2. Or whenever these branch users will access the services, again my firewall is going to inspect the traffic, and after that, according to the predefined configure policy, it will take action. Action can be allow or deny. Everything was working fine. But when clouds comes in picture, what happened? We shifted this application to cloud. Correct? Am I right?
Yes.
Now this application, the earlier application 1, where is application 1? Now application 1 is in on cloud. Let's say on
Cloud.
AWS. Very good. Now you tell me, if branch user want to access the same application, how they will access? First they will go to
DC.
DC, because we have firewall in DC.
Yeah.
And
then
then
from DC to through the firewall to go to cloud.
Through the firewall, it will go to internet, and then internet to cloud provider, AWS.
Yes.
When firewall will receive the traffic, it will check, who are you, where are you going, let me check whether you are allowed or not. If you are allowed, then let's forward it. It will forward the traffic. If any user from branch 1 want to access internet, then also traffic will go like this only. We cannot configure direct internet access. But guys, if the branch user is accessing the cloud service through DC, then there will be latency, delay. These are not the public service, these are my company service, right? These are the application of my company earlier, which was located in the DC. Now the same services are on cloud. And for my company application, there is delay. Sometime internet is not behaving good. there is reliability issue, then branch users will not be able to access the services, their applications. You must have heard a lot about the bank server. PNB bank server is down, this ATM service is down, the SpiceJet server is down. Because of that, people are in the queue waiting for boarding pass, flight time is getting over. There are so many people in the queue in the bank for the cash deposit, but the server is not responding. Delay. So what company did? Now company started using another transport, not for all the traffic, but for their cloud based application, for the critical applications. Again, for the critical application, they are going to purchase the MPLS transport, which is reliable than internet. But issue over here is what? Issue over here is cost. It is costly. So company cannot forward all the traffic. Here we can have less bandwidth, but at least for the critical application we can have MPLS. MPLS just to send the traffic to DC. Why there was delay? There was delay because my branches traffic was going DC through internet. Now my branches traffic will go to DC through MPLS, and it will come from DC to branch also through MPLS, and from the DC to cloud it will go directly through internet. It will go directly to internet like this. Like now, if branch user want to access internet, first they will reach to DC through MPLS cloud, and after that from the DC it will go to cloud. Somehow we can improve the performance, we can reduce the delay. And this was our existing infrastructure, existing technology before SD-WAN. Before SD-WAN, even nowadays, many companies are using the same model, this model. They have MPLS transport between the DC and or headquarter and branches, and they are forwarding their all company traffic through MPLS from branch to DC and from DC to cloud directly. And for the internet access, let's say this branch user want to access internet, so again they will reach to DC through internet transport, and after that it will forward to internet from DC to internet, because here we have firewall internet traffic. Their company service MPLS like this. This is the model of our WAN technology. Company is still suffering, was suffering and still suffering. Whoever has this model, this legacy model, this is our legacy model, right? And this is the same model which we are using. If we are not using the SD-WAN, then this is our model. Now here SD-WAN comes in picture, and SD-WAN allow this company to reach the cloud, to access the cloud services directly without having firewall here. So now guys, see, is MPLS required? Is this costly transport required? Not required. For the redundancy, we can have another internet connection. Is there any delay now? No. So SD-WAN is cost effective. Provide DIA. You will learn the DIA in detail, direct internet access, how it is going to work. But SD-WAN allow you to access the cloud service directly. All the branches can access the cloud services directly. Now cloud is directly connected to branch, all the branches and DC. Earlier, cloud was connected through MPLS to the DC and then DC to cloud. There was only one path to reach in cloud from the branch. First go to DC via MPLS, and then from DC to cloud via internet. Now in the SD-WAN, at each side we have internet transport, right? And we can access the cloud directly. So now cloud is directly connected to all the branches through internet. Is it clear now, brother?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It means it will eliminate the MPLS technology, replace the MPLS technology.
Sorry, brother.
SD-WAN. SD-WAN replace the MPLS technology.
Yes, of course. Still, you can use the MPLS, but now this is not mandatory. Not mandatory to purchase the expensive transport. The internet is sufficient. Only one issue is there now with internet. Even nowadays, internet is, guys, more reliable. It's reliable. We can buy the more bandwidth. Even internet service providers are signing the SLA nowadays, right? Service level agreement. They can promise you the dedicated bandwidth. You can purchase the leased line connection from internet service provider as well. SD-WAN.
So this is
Yeah.
so it means it is not a myth that basically, because before few years back we used to hear this like SD-WAN is a MPLS replacement, but I've still seen the companies where they are still using MPLS with SD-WAN, so
Yeah,
they
brother,
can be
because
used
see,
together.
MPLS
Mhm,
is still more reliable
mhm,
than internet. You can have the MPLS transport
mhm,
as well between the branches for some traffic.
mhm,
Earlier, we were forwarding most of the traffic over MPLS.
mhm,
So that's why the
mhm,
overall infrastructure was costly. Like what I told you in the first example in the beginning, the SD-WAN,
mhm,
HDFC Banks has 5,000 branches. Maybe they have MPLS connection in 50 branches. That's it. They have removed the MPLS connection from 450 sites. The 450 sites are accessing the cloud services directly. So there is a huge saving now.
mhm.
Between the data center and data center, there are two data center. Definitely company will refer MPLS transport there. Between the branches, they will not refer the MPLS transport. So you cannot say the SD-WAN is completely remove the MPLS. You can say it has replaced the MPLS from the internet transport. Okay.
Yes, yeah, makes
Just
sense.
2 months
Yeah.
back, 2 months back, I was working with one company. Right. Earlier, before in the company was implementing SD-WAN, right? Was moving their infrastructure from legacy WAN to SD-WAN, and I had working there on SD-WAN only. I was implementing the SD-WAN devices, doing the maintenance work, configuration work, right? So the company manager told me that, Praful, I have saved more than 50 lakhs per month in just 600 sites. They had removed MPLS from 600 sites, and now they are saving 50 lakhs per month. Between the headquarter, DC, main sites, still they are using MPLS. But earlier, the company was using MPLS everywhere. Even it is a small sites, medium size, or large size, large site. Everywhere MPLS transport was required, needed. But now in the SD-WAN, you can have the internet transport, broadband, 4G, 5G, LTE. Those transports are also sufficient, right? And don't worry, day by day, you will be learning many more things about the models, the current models.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the clarification.
Hope the session was helpful for you guys. Now, if I will ask you that, is there anyone who is thinking that the 2 hour which we have expended is just wasting of time, like I have not learned anything, the skill before starting, before joining the class and after the joining the class is same, there is no any upgradation, nothing? Anyone is there who is thinking like, I have not learned anything from today class? See, you have to ask this question every day. After each and every class you have to ask this question, that I have learned any new thing today or not. At least you have to learn one new words, the one meaning every day. This way only you can improve the overall skills. Every day if you are going to learn or understand one topics for next 3 months, that means guys we are going to cover many things. And when you will go for job change, the interviewer will give you the scenario, these types of scenarios only. Like they can ask you what was the issue in the legacy WAN, why we come up with SD-WAN, right? So make sure you all have learned something new today. And if you have not learned anything new, but you got to know some new thing, then just do the some research on the internet about that, what it is, how it is in use, how companies are using it, and definitely you will learn it, right? But every day you have to compare, you have to ask this question to yourself. There should be at least some output after spending 2 hours. There should be some output, guys. If there is no output, that means I have also wasted the time and you guys have also wasted the time. So two investments are required to learn the technology. Money that you have already invested, now the time. Whatever topic we have learned here, discussed here, make sure you will practice, you will spare 1 more hour. You need 3 hours. And from Monday to Friday again you don't have classes. So in the week you can have 3 to 4 hours for self study, for practice, and 4 hours for classes, means 9 hours, 9 to 10 hours per week for next 3 months. It's a humble request to everyone to spare 10 hours every week for next 2 to 3 months for SD-WAN technology. And after that leave everything on me. Now it's my responsibility to take your skill to the next level. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, just a quick one. Just a quick one. Sir, when you have ISP1 and ISP2 as
Your voice is
WAN
very low,
services,
sir. What happened?
are you able to hear now?
Yeah, you are audible, but it's low. Earlier it was okay. Check your mic is near you or not.
Yeah, it's close to me. How
Okay.
about now? Is it still? Yeah, just want to know one thing. So this load sharing between two ISP1, is it by default or is it something we
No,
need to configure?
by
It looks
default is
at
load
yeah.
balancing. Load
Okay, by
sharing means,
default it's there. Okay,
like
so
in the DC, there
yeah,
are two departments, sales department and HR department, right? So for sales traffic should go via ISP1 and HR traffic should go via ISP2. This is load sharing. And load balancing means
sure.
for both types of traffic, it is distributing. It is randomly sending some traffic over ISP1 and some traffic over ISP2. This is load balancing.
Sure. Okay, so it's there by default. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
By default, load balancing. We will configure the load sharing with the help of policy.
Sure. And the vManage, and also one more thing, and the vManage instant, is there a limit as to these many routers it can support at once? Is there a limit, or you can keep adding files? Or
One vManage can support 2000 routers.
2000 routers. Okay.
Up to 2000 routers. Routers means your managed device.
Managed device, yeah.
It can be CS or VS, right? So let's say 4000 sites are there. I can have 2 vManage, right? Sometime we will learn these all things. The vManage in cluster means how we can combine the multiple vManage together, or how we can segregate the vManage. Let's say there are two company, guys, two small company. Let's say PM Networking, PMNet, and XYZ. XYZ. We have some kind of collaboration in between, and we both want to move our infrastructure to SD-WAN, but we cannot afford the separate controllers. So we can purchase the share vManage. We can purchase the share vManage, and we can like divide the vManage, right? So we will discuss these all things as well in upcoming classes. vManage in cluster, like your controllers in cluster, and in the segregation, how multiple company can share the same vManage.
So a quick question. The thing is this zero touch provisioning. The whole purpose of this SD-WAN is, for example, if you have a few thousand sites and basically, you're basically moving from your legacy WAN to this SD-WAN, and you are sending those devices basically to the sites where there is just only an internet connectivity. And right, so these routers or those V edges or C edges, those need to be configured or not. There should be some configuration when you
There will
send
be
it,
some configuration
because
from the companies, from the Cisco. When you are going to
oh,
purchase
okay,
the
okay.
solution from the Cisco, see, when you are purchasing the even router,
Mhm,
legacy router, there are some
mhm,
default configuration,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
Like by default,
Yeah.
telnet is enabled on each and every Cisco router, right? This is the default
Mhm. Yeah.
configuration. Similar like that, when you
Yeah.
are going to purchase the SD-WAN solution, there will be some default
Mhm,
configuration. And on your VANage device, on your VAs, there will be one, domain name, ztp.viptela. ztp.viptela domain name is configured. So once I will connect my, let's say, this WAN router to ISP, what will happen to the ISP? They automatically, it will request for IP address to the DSCP. Service provider
yeah.
will provide the IP address. Through DSCP, it will get the IP address. Through DSCP, it will get the IP address, and then it will try to resolve this domain name. This domain name,
Mhm. Yes, sir.
which is publicly reachable. Cisco has server on the internet, which is
Mhm,
reachable publicly,
mhm,
and this server is resolving the domain name, right? So
mhm,
ISP is going to share the IP address of this public server. Let's say this public server IP address is 100.1.1.1, right?
mhm,
So your VANage device will get to know
mhm,
about the IP address of ZTP.viptela. Now your VANage device, with the help of default configuration, it will reach to ZTP server through the public IP address, and your ZTP server will share the vBond IP address to your VH. Once your VS will have the vBond IP address, let's say vBond IP address is 200.1.1.1. So now it can directly
mhm,
reach to your vBond. vBond is the part of your SD-WAN fabric. Now it's responsibility of vBond to share the vManage and vSmart IP address to your VANage device. And once your VANage device will get the IP address of vManage, let's say 200 or 101.1.1, it will load all the configuration from vManage automatically. So there is a process. We will learn the process step by
mhm,
step. What will happen first,
mhm,
and we'll see the implementation
mhm.
as well, practical.
So it is a bit hard to say that it is completely zero touch provisioning. There is definitely some sort of basic configuration
But we
needed
are
on
not
your
configuring,
C edge
na?
and V edge. Mhm, mhm,
We are
okay.
not configuring
Mhm,
anything. That is the default
mhm,
configuration.
mhm,
When you are going to
mhm,
purchase the solution from the Cisco, Cisco is going to add the entry on their public server. That okay, this is the serial number of their VANage devices. Let me make with the entry. Right? So for us, this is zero touch provisioning.
mhm. Yeah,
We are
that
not
makes sense.
configuring anything. We are just connecting the WAN cable. Even we are not going to say IP address DSCP. It is already configured. Your devices is behaving like DSCP client by default. And this is not
Uh,
for only CS or VS. For any device,
sir,
even if you are going to purchase the router, by default VLAN 1 is present there in the default configuration,
Mhm,
right? VLAN 1 is already
mhm,
created
yes.
on all the switches. Those are the default configuration. So similar like that on the VSAs or CSAs on WAN-based devices or SD-WAN controllers also have some default configuration. That are the part
sir,
of operating system. Yes, yes, go ahead, brother.
if you understand, when you connect your endpoint device to the ISP provider, so it's going to resolve the domain name, and the domain name is going
Why
to
end devices will
directly.
resolve the domain name, brother? End devices need to access the services. End devices don't do anything about the SD-WAN or VPN or MPLS or internet transport.
No, so Sorry, I'm talking about the VH. So when you connect your VH to the ISP provider.
When we are going to connect VS to the provider,
Yes.
when we need to implement the device at the device,
No, I'm talking about the ZTP server. So based
we
on
will
what you
not
said, I
connect to
just want to
the
understand.
ZTP server. We will just connect to the internet.
Yes, my question is going to be the internet that is going to provide you the domain name
Domain name
of
is
the
already
ZTP
configured
server.
on your VH.
Okay.
It is under default configuration under operating system.
Okay, I got it.
Operating system is what? Operating system is kind of default configuration. You are going to purchase the laptop, server, router, switches, firewall, all these, or mobile phone, tablets, all these devices comes with operating system, right? Operating system is what? The default configuration through which you can boot up the device, and after that, let's say in your mobile you need WhatsApp, so you will install the WhatsApp application. So according to our requirement, we'll configure the devices, right? This is very interesting technology, guys. Very interesting. I love SD-WAN. I love while working and while teaching, right? SD-WAN is my favorite batch, favorite course. And trust me, you guys will also start loving this technology.
So do you have a plan for SD access as well soon?
Yeah, we are providing the SD access as well. Do you need course?
Yeah, just have you already started it or?
No, we have not started. One batch is running, right? We
Mhm.
are planning the new
Okay.
batch in next month.
Mm. Okay.
We'll
Okay.
start soon.
Mhm.
What about DNAC? What is
The
different
DNAC
between
is part
DNAC?
of SD-WAN also. You know, DNAC is nowadays, DNAC is, name of DNAC is changed to Catalyst Center. Nowadays it is Catalyst Center.
The combination of
Comes under
SD,
SD access.
yeah, both right. SD1, SD access, right?
Not SD-WAN, SD access for LAN devices.
Okay.
Catalyst Center or DNAC or SD access, all are same, are used to control or manage your LAN devices, means your distribution layer switches or access layer switches. Here you can see these devices. And SD-WAN is used to control the WAN edge device, these devices.
And the AP
Yes, sir.
controller is for the SD, so software defined networking for data center. Is that right? The APIC
ACI,
one,
yeah,
AP control.
yes,
Okay. Okay.
right. This
Mhm.
is SDN is a family, and there are three family member of SDN. Number one, SD-WAN for WAN edge devices.
Mhm.
The second one is SD access for LAN devices, and third one is ACI for data center devices. These are the three family member of SDN, and we are here now. SD-WAN is most popular. Why? Because guys, everywhere you will find the WAN, right? ACI is required in data center only. SD access is required for large LAN site when we have complex LAN network. But SD-WAN is required everywhere. Doesn't mean even if there are 10 employees in the office and they all are accessing the remote site servers, remote sites and internet, everywhere you need SD-WAN. This is the reason why SD-WAN is most popular and why everyone should learn this technology. Because WAN, you will always find WAN devices everywhere, in the small site, in the medium size or large size network. Everywhere we will find the WAN devices. WAN is devices. Even if you need internet in your home, you are going to purchase the router and you will connect LAN to WAN, right? So WAN devices will be there everywhere. That's why SD-WAN is most popular. And you know the issue with company is what? Company don't have any issue to move their infrastructure from legacy WAN to SD-WAN. Company want to move, but guys, the issue is, you know what? You will shock. Can anyone tell me the issue why if a company want to move but why they are not able to move? Guys, we'll start the policies. You will see there are very less people around the globe who have a good command on SD-WAN policies, controlling, managing, troubleshooting the policies. So many companies are suffering who have shifted their infrastructure from legacy to SD-WAN. Now they are suffering with engineers. They are not able to hire the skillful engineers who can manage the SD-WAN policies properly, like the legacy WAN. There are so many engineers who can configure the BGP on WAN edge devices, who can configure the VPN, IPsec. But see now how many of people are able to implement the SD-WAN or policies or the QS securities. Very less people are there, right? Same engineers are like moving from one company to another company. And even if I will talk about the myself, I am working with many company. Guys, you know, when you will start working in a corporate, by the way, many of you are already working, company will never allow you to teach or to do any other work, any other task. Am I right? You are not allowed to make video for YouTube if you are working somewhere in the good MNC. But companies like Sophos is allowing me to work on their infrastructure at the same time. They are allowing me to teach people online, to share my knowledge on YouTube. Because I am the one who know each and everything about their infrastructure. If there is any issue even in the night at 12 or 1 a.m., the manager can call me, right, and they can share the issue. They can ask me to open the ticket, and I will start working on their ticket in the night anytime. I'm available 24/7. During the class only, I am not going to respond, but after the class, if there is any ticket, I am going to fix it. Because I am very familiar with their infrastructure. Very familiar. At the same time, sometime I am also providing the corporate training. Recently, I have completed one corporate training in the Saudi Arabia, and then in the Tanzania for the MPLS. And side by side, I am providing support on SD-WAN to many companies on the many projects. Right? I have experience on routing switching also, and I am teaching routing switching. Routing switching is my favorite. Not favorite, favorite is SD-WAN nowadays. Earlier, routing switching was my main strength. Today, SD-WAN is my main strength. After that, I am also teaching the wireless and also have experience on wireless networking, like on the access point, WLC. I can troubleshoot the tunnels between your AP and WLC very easily. I know the packet flow very well in the wireless. Again, very less engineers are there who have good command on wireless. After that, nowadays I am learning the automation. Ansible, I know the Python as well, and learning the Ansible. After that, I am teaching and working on SD-WAN technology, teaching and working on SD access technology. Not working on the cloud, but I have experience on AWS and sometimes teaching AWS as well, cloud as well, GCP cloud as well. So I have the good foundation understanding of cloud foundation, right? The cloud infrastructure, like infrastructure as a service, SaaS based application, software as a service. I know these things very well. I know how to create the VPC over the cloud, how to manage. After that, CCI enterprise. We are also providing that training for enterprise. Sometimes we are preparing a student for lab, CCI lab exam. Many of my paid students has cleared the CCI lab exam, guys. By the way, these are confidential information. I should not share it publicly, but I love to take risk anytime.
Yes, when are you going to launch the CCNP enterprise?
Brother, CCNP enterprise is started recently, na? This week only. We have started one batch of CCNA and CCNP this week. In the at same time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the weekdays, Monday to Friday. You will have mock session classes from me there. Otherwise, Puneet sir is there who is taking the classes. See, the another trainer at PM networking is like Puneet sir. Puneet sir is another Praful. He is another Praful number 2. He is master in the automation. He has excellent experience over Python and Ansible. He has better experience than me in wireless. Right? So sometime I am providing automation training from Puneet sir because he is best there. Right? The another third trainer, we have 3 partner. Lausa. Lausa is dedicated for data center. Data center, right? If someone want to master ACI like VXLAN and those all technology, Nexus devices, you can go with data center. And we have the Lausa, the dedicated trainer for data center. He is the best for DC training in India in 2025. He is even dual CCI. One is in enterprise, and one is in DC. Right? Before enterprise network, guys, you cannot understand any technology. You know, if you have good foundation of enterprise network, like the routing and switching, you can learn SD-WAN by yourself as well. Yes, you can learn the firewall by yourself as well. And guys, I have also experience on firewall, and I am teaching as well, teaching experience and working experience on firewall like ESA or Palo Alto. Even on my YouTube channel there is one playlist for Palo Alto firewall. Palo Alto. Soon I am going to create one more playlist for 14.8. So there are very less engineer who have knowledge and experience on these multiple technology. You cannot find the people who have knowledge, experience and teaching experience on these multiple technologies. And earlier companies was hiring multiple engineers, like one engineer will be responsible for routing switching, one engineer will be responsible for wireless, one will be responsible for SD-WAN, one for SDXS, one for cloud, one for enterprise, one for firewall. But nowadays, this was the earlier model, right? Nowadays companies are looking for multi-talented engineers. Right? You should have expertise in any one technology and then should have the basic understanding of all other technologies. In 2026, Cisco is launching CCNA cybersecurity. How many of you know this?
I'm not aware.
In
I heard
2000,
that yesterday.
in 2026, yes, CCNA cybersecurity and AI, CCNA AI. Artificial intelligence. By the way, in the recent CCNA, they have also added the AI topics, the 10% weightage of 200301 version 1.1. Earlier it was 200301 and now it is 200301 version 1.1. So what is the difference between 200301 and 200301 version 1.1? They have added AI 10% extra content from the artificial intelligence. So this is the time of innovation. Technologies are getting updated. It's very important for us that if we are going to spend our 20-30 years in the industry, then we should master it first. And your first step start from CCNA and CCNP enterprise only. If you are not mastering CCNA and CCNP enterprise, it will be, guys, difficult to understand or learn any other technologies, whether it is wireless, SD-WAN, firewall, cloud, any technology. But if you have the good foundation on enterprise, then you can learn these other technology by yourself as well. Yes, by reading the book, watching the videos, by spending time on internet, you can master it. And
Sir,
now
when you
guys,
say wireless,
yeah.
sir, when you say wireless, do you have any batches, current batches running that explains the WLC side of things, the policy side tags and
Right
stuff? Do you
now
have
I
any
have
pre-recorded content?
right now I am taking classes for CCIE. One batch is for CCI Enterprise, one batch for SD-WAN, one Palo Alto batch is starting. Palo Alto batch is starting, and SD Access batch will start. SD Access. These are my current batches which I am taking nowadays. The going on. For the wireless, we can plan the batch. See, what is the issue for wireless, na brother? Wireless lab is complicated. Wireless lab is not possible in virtual. Like in the EVNG, we can not configure. And my schedule is like sometime I'm in Surat, Gujarat, sometime in Delhi, sometime in Ahmedabad, sometime in Bangalore, sometime in out of India. And I have access. You can see my server is in Gujarat only. This server, I am able to access the server SD-WAN server from here. I can access it from anywhere. But what about the physical access point? To teach you wireless, I have to be in Surat physically. So whenever I will plan to stay there for next 2 months, definitely I will plan wireless course, because many people are requesting for the wireless course. Maybe next month or at the last of next month, you will get notification for wireless course.
Sure.
And now guys,
And also,
it's
sir, one
time.
more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, sir. Last one question.
No problem, no
It's
problem.
something related. I know you will cover it later, but one question regarding suppose a VH router, because this is something that we are encountering at work. Just a quick one. So I just want to know something regarding rollback timer. So suppose a device, it's already got a device template already attached to it. So I want to attach a different template with a different configuration to it. Suppose when I did the config diff, it didn't show me any error. It pulled the template. But once the new template got attached, the router went down. So is there a default rollback timer? It will roll
No, the
back to
router will
the
not goes
previous one.
down.
Okay, it won't lose connect. For some reason, it loses connectivity. Okay, so it will have the control connection. You mean to say that it won't go down? You mean to say?
Yes, it will have
Okay.
the control connection. There will be no any downtime while changing the templates.
Okay. Sure.
User will
Okay.
have
So
continuous
then,
connectivity. Yeah.
okay, there could be other reasons then if the router has gone down. Okay, so okay, got it.
Like there are some scenario like what will happen if VS Smart will goes down. Right. So you
Sure.
will see those
Okay.
all timers, like for how long time the sites will be up, and after that it will goes down. Right. What will happen if vManage will goes down? What will happen if validator
Okay.
or vBond will goes down? So we'll see those all. Don't worry.
Sure. Just to clarify. Thank you.
Now it's time to dinner in India.
And one more thing, API, it come under automation, Python automation, right?
Which one? API.
API. Yeah.
API. Yes, API comes under automation. So
Automation like
we are
Python.
launching the automation batch as well soon. Python automation and
Okay.
Ansible.
It will come under Python automation, right?
Yes.
API things and
Right.
yeah.
For the Python automation, see, you have multiple options. Like you can go for CCNP automation, CCI automation, but we have a batch for Python automation and Ansible. Here we are not going to focus on CCNP automation or CCI automation like that. Here we'll teach you all about network automation by using both Python and Ansible.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Current company they're using API things and all. So I don't know what is API and all. So that's what I'm asking. That's it.
Okay. Some videos are available on my channel, by the way, for the automation, like on API and some other topics.
Okay.
See, in future, I will also upload all the courses on YouTube, like not complete course, but most of the content on YouTube. Now I am fighting with some other institutes, like those guys are just putting the copyright strike on each and every video. Whenever, like so many people are there who is trying to delete the MPLS course from my channel, because it's saying like no one is purchasing the MPLS course because you have uploaded the complete course. But it's my channel, right? I can do anything. So it will take some time to settle down everything. Okay, but later you will have many more videos on YouTube for the automation, wireless. By the way, so many videos are there for wireless, but again, it is not complete course. In future, definitely we will upload the complete course of wireless automation. See, why I'm uploading the complete course on YouTube? It is for those who cannot afford the live class, right? Like for the fresher guys, if someone is working on low salary and they want to improve their skill, they cannot afford the live class. Live classes are costly. So at least there should be a mini type course, the configuration course, where we can cover the important topics. 1500 videos are there on my YouTube channel. Let's suppose 500 shorts are there, so 1000 videos are there. Complete SD-WAN courses are there on YouTube channel also, available at free of cost. The difference is those are not organized. You have to organize everything by yourself. That is the complicated, right? So if someone cannot afford the live class, they still have chance to learn. They have to put more effort, they have to invest more time, but they can save the money and they can learn the same thing which you are learning here in the live class. If you can afford, join the live classes, purchase the live classes. If you cannot afford, try to learn by yourself, right? Again, you should not purchase the courses every time. Let's say if you want to learn the API, so purchase the automation course. No, you can learn it by yourself as well. And see guys, so many things are there. We cannot purchase the course for everything, right? Everything, most of the things are available on the internet. By doing some research, you can gather the information, right? If someone is not agree, so I am just sharing my thought feedback, yes, thought, right? I am not like challenging you.
Mhm. So do you have the rack space available, like for example, if somebody wants to practice something in the routing, or just to brush up the knowledge, just to remove the rust. Obviously we have been working with industry for a long time now, but so do you have this kind of like things basically
Yes,
there
yes, yes, we
in
have
the
the
racks or built-in
physical
topologies? And
devices,
okay, all right.
and students are accessing it
Okay, okay.
remotely.
Okay, okay. So
हाँ,
I mean, like
आराम
you have a like built-in topology like EVNG and all those stuff. So you don't need to basically worry about building the topology, and you
No,
just can
topology
practice
are
your
already
protocols
designed,
and things.
right? Once you will
Oh,
purchase
okay. Yeah.
the physical devices access, you will get the topology. That's
Mhm.
the multiple
Okay.
topology that you can create in the rack, right? The
Okay.
physically cables are connected. Whatever topology you want to create, the logical topology, you can set the port and no set the port according to your requirement, and you can create any topology. 4 routers are there, 4 switches are there. So by using 4 routers, 4 switches, we can create any topology. You know this. In one rack, 4 switches and 4 routers are there, and multiple racks are there. If you need 8 routers, you can connect 2 racks together as well. Like all the racks are also connected. So you will get the PDF to know the physical connectivity, like how we have connected the cable in the rack. You will also get one video of physical devices in the rack, but you need to create the logical topology by yourself, and then you need to configure. All for today. Let's connect in next class tomorrow 3 p.m. Tomorrow
3 to 5. Sir, how will be the connectivity? You will be sharing the new link in WhatsApp, right?